Hey everyone, and welcome. Get ready to jump right into an awesome book adventure. We're going to explore a world full of mysteries, spooky legends, and, you guessed it, a very big secret. We're heading into the world of werewolves. But hey, don't worry, we're not here to get scared. We're here to get smart.
You know that feeling, right? When a story is so spooky, you have to pull the blankets up to your chin? Yeah, a good, scary story can be a ton of fun. It's kind of a thrill to jump at every little noise you hear.
But the books we're talking about today are a little different. They're actually going to give us a special kind of superpower. We're using these werewolf tales as our secret training ground to become something really, really cool. We are going to become...
That's right, truth detectives. Our mission for today, should we choose to accept it, is to learn how to see past a scary costume, how to ask all the right questions, and find the real story that's hiding underneath. This is a big job, and your training starts right now.
You know, every good mystery has a huge secret at its heart, and this one is no different. So, let's start by uncovering our very first clue. I like to call this one the real monster's secret. Turns out the thing you think is scary might not be the real monster at all.
So, check this out. A pretend story about a werewolf, that's just for fun. But a mean rumor, like, say, when somebody gets blamed for something they totally didn't do, well, that causes real problems. That's the real monster, spreading stories that aren't true and letting an innocent person get in trouble.
And that's exactly what our new job is all about. See, a truth detective doesn't just hear a story and believe it, even if everyone else does. Nope. A truth detective stops, takes a breath, looks for clues, and uses that amazing brain of theirs to figure out what's really going on.
So how do we get these awesome detective skills? Well, through training, of course. We're going to walk down 3 different paths, and each one is inspired by a different kind of book. They're all going to teach us how to become world-class truth detectives. Okay, our first path comes straight from the classic Hardy Boys books. When these guys face a big, scary werewolf mystery, they don't freak out. They have a super simple but powerful plan. First, they find clues. Then, they use smart thinking to put all the pieces together. And that always leads them to the real truth. No magic, just brain power.
Now for our second path, and this one is all about your power. In books like Night of the Werewolf, you are the hero. Every couple of pages, you get to make a choice, and whatever you decide completely changes the story. This shows us something super important. Your choices matter. Thinking carefully before you act can lead you to a way better ending.
In our third and final path takes us into the world of old legends. You know, these stories about monsters weren't just told to give people the shivers. They were told to teach a lesson. And the big lesson is this. Just because someone or something looks different or acts different doesn't mean they're scary or bad. A real detective always looks deeper than what they see on the outside.
All right, training is complete. You've walked all 3 paths, and you've totally rocked it. So now, it's time to get your gear. Every great detective needs a toolkit, and yours is packed with everything you'll need for your very first case. Let's open it up.
Okay, inside you've got 4 amazing tools. First up is the Question Asker 3000 to make you stop and think, hey, is this story actually true? Then you've got the Proof Finder goggles to help you hunt for facts. Next is the Good Choice Maker compass for when you're in a tricky situation. And finally, the most important tool of all, the Friend Helper Shield, which gives you the courage to stand up for someone who's being treated unfairly. And here you go, your first official missions. You could set up a cool scavenger hunt for your family by hiding clues around the house. Or try writing your own story where the reader gets to pick what happens next. And here's a real-world mission. Keep an eye out for someone who might need a friend and get ready to use that Friend Helper Shield. Your adventure as a truth detective is just getting started. The world is packed with amazing mysteries to solve and awesome books that'll help you get even better. Let's take a peek at a couple more case files you might want to crack open next. If you love solving puzzles with nothing but your brain, you have to check out the Encyclopedia Brown books. He's this kid genius who solves all the tricky mysteries in his neighborhood. And the coolest part is, you get to hear all the clues and try to solve it yourself before he reveals the answer. And of course, you can't be a truth detective without learning from the masters, the Scooby-Doo gang. Their #1 rule, the monster is almost always just a person in a costume trying to hide a secret. They're the experts at pulling off the mask to find the truth. Zoinks!
And hey, a quick note for all the grown-ups out there, the head detectives in the agency, you can help your new recruit by chatting about the big difference between fun, spooky stories and mean rumors. A really great question to ask is, okay, but how do we know this is true? It's an amazing way to practice thinking like a detective and being a kind one too.
And just like that, our investigation is coming to a close. You showed up today ready to hear a story about werewolves, and now you're leaving as something so much more. You've definitely earned your new title. Congratulations, Truth Detective.
Mission complete. You learned how to spot the real monster, you saw how your choices have power, and you know how to use your brain to find the truth. So keep reading and never, ever stop asking questions. For more awesome adventures like this one, make sure you follow and subscribe. We'll see you on the next case.